Okay guys, good afternoon. I hope everyone is doing well. I am holding the camera. Reason being is because one, I've just had to put the AC on, so I know if I drop the camera and put it to a side, it's not gonna bring the sound on. And number two, I can't work out how to do the volume on the camera. So that is a rookie error, which I need to work out somehow. But 3 weeks out tomorrow. It's absolutely flown by. The last time I did a video like this in the car, I was 9-10 weeks out. So literally all I want to go through today is my upper number 3, show you all my top sets. That's literally all I'm going to do. I will voice record over these sessions and maybe do a bit of posing afterwards. I literally just want to get in and out. I'm at the point of prep now where I'm not focusing on when my next PR is going to be or when my next best set is going to be. It's literally just in and out, get the training session done. And I've made a rookie error today because I've had clients in from 9:30 till about 3ish today. And it's now 4 o'clock and I'm just getting in and it is fucking packed in Ultraflex. So we're going to do what we can. Obviously the videos are going to be as good as they can. They may be a bit close or a bit like rubbish angles because I don't want to get in anyone's way. However, I want to get this done to keep myself accountable and to keep you guys busy watching my YouTube videos. So make sure you subscribe, hit the like button and enjoy this session whilst I'm 3 weeks out doing upper body number 3. Let's go. Okay, so upper body 3. So we start off this session with a single arm granite pull down and it's 2 sets. So a 8 to 12 repper and then a 12 to 15 repper. I'm just going to show all my top sets because they're all arguably my best performing sets. And to be quite frank, it's also the most impressive because I'm lifting more. So still a bit of ego around over here. So basically, the aim of being 3 weeks out is to just maintain as much intensity as possible while still getting a good quality session, obviously reducing the risk of injury as obviously my joints and my muscles do not have a lot of body fat left on them anymore. So we've got to make sure that we're not pushing too hard and not like damaging anything at this point. So I think I had 47.5 per side on this, which is all good. That is literally a kilogram lighter than my body weight. So I'm actually really impressed by this. But yeah, still, as you can see, like the sets are still intense. The sets are still hard. I'm still putting my absolute all into these. Just because we're 3 weeks out does not mean that the intensity disappears. And I really think people get this misconception that once you are in such deficit, like training performance goes downhill an insane amount, but it actually doesn't. And many people will go on prep and struggle on prep and go, oh, I'm weak, I'm this, I'm that, and then not put the intensity in. These are what's gonna make you get as much from your muscle growth in this phase as possible. And I would highly recommend anyone that is in a prep at the minute, please don't neglect training hard in these sessions, because at the end of the day, this is what helps you build muscle. And especially if you're not taking a long off season, you need to make the most out of these prep phases as well, just as much, because at the end of the day, bodybuilding, you're here to build muscle. And yes, I've spent 3 years in an off season, but say for example, if someone's only spent like 6 months in an off season, you need to be taking on board the intensity of your prep sessions as well. Like, you should be going into the gym regardless of what phase you're in, going, okay, can I beat these numbers that I've got down on my logbook? If so, great. If not, can I match them? And if you go underneath them, next week you then go, okay, but can I beat what I did last week? So you're constantly in that mode of progression. You constantly need to be in that mode of training very, very close or to accurate failure. And as you can see here, I'm not giving up on any reps in particular. I'm not giving up like as soon as it gets a bit difficult. I am going to be honest though, this one was very heavy. So I had 40 aside and it actually lifts both sides up. So it was actually 80 kg. So my form is still good. My tempo is still there. As you can see, I'm starting to struggle a little bit. But again, I'm getting leaner. It's going to happen. It's pretty normal. So this is a single arm hoist for row. And again, it was 2 sets of 8 to 12 and 12 to 15. Now, the prime upright row, I think this is the third time that I've done this, because we changed it from the Nautilus to the prime because prime got put in Ultraflex on a random day and I was super happy. So the profile of the prime row is pretty different depending on the sets. So on this one it was all on the middle pin and I had 55 kilograms on this, and as you can see I did struggle with this set quite a lot. So on to the lateral raise. It's just cuff, and to be fair, these aren't very impressive. They aren't very heavy either, but we're just making sure that we're still getting that stimulus. We're still getting that fire in the delts, and we want to obviously make this as difficult as possible. That's what you're going in to do when you're doing bodybuilding. You go into the session, make something not as light as possible, but like with some resistance, but you're making it as difficult as possible. So for example, when I have clients send form to me, I'm like, okay, well, but we could slow this down and this is going to make it more difficult. Same as this, like it's nice and controlled, the eccentric is really good, and then when I can't do anymore, I just leave it. Now, I was really impressed with this set because I'm still somehow keeping up 25 kilograms aside, which I was really, really happy with. As you can see again, it is a struggle, like my face says it all, but this is how you should be going into each of your sessions. It is your session, that is your time, your therapy. Put your playlist on that you want to listen to, what gets you in the mood, and just literally lift. Now, watching these, I'm so impressed with the delts that I've built. Cannot lie. So, single arm, bicep curl, you'll see both sides as well, and these are 3 sets of 8 to 15, just depending on the weight that you use, and because it's an isolation, the rep range can be a bit wider compared to a compound, for example, or like a main lift. So yeah, I really was happy with these. I did like a smaller rep range on these, and yeah, the lighting is just hitting different here. And this is the cool thing about prep, like you see little things within videos and within footage that you don't actually see on yourself in the mirror or watch training or anything like that. So yeah, this is a very big dub when it comes to prepping, because I've never seen my shoulder or trap or pec like that. So yeah, it makes me really happy about the physique that I've built. Okay, so on to the next exercise, which is the tricep push down. So again, this is obviously a very isolated movement, which means that the rep range is 8 to 12 for 3 sets. And again, we are just trying to stimulate the muscle, train to closest to failure, and just see where we head from there. But yeah, another good set. This session overall was really good. I cannot fault the session at all. I was very happy with how it panned out, and to say at the start of the session I was thinking, oh, I'm absolutely shattered, I don't think I'm going to be able to beat my numbers. Majority of them I actually went and not beat them as such, but matched them. So for me, that's really impressive for me, and I'm really happy with that. Like, as we all should be when we're 13 pounds down from the start weight of prep. It's just one of them. So, and then we finish off with a cuff cable lateral raise. So I do really enjoy this session because at one point we can just literally stay put in a spot and do a certain amount of exercises just by using the cable, which I'm really happy with. And it means that I don't have to go around walking around finding the right machine, doing this, doing that, doing extra brain work, especially whilst in this deficit. So final set of lateral raises, and then we are on to some posing. So I'll let you guys enjoy it. I'll put some tunes on in the background, and yes, I enjoy the posing, enjoy the eye walks, and I will speak afterwards. Okay, so that's the session done, and if I'm honest, that is probably the best pump that I've had in a while. I don't know why. It's like at the end of the day. Obviously, it's now 6:15, so I was in there for two and a bit hours, 2 hours 15 minutes. Obviously, I've got the posing, so you'll see that as well. Like, I know that I feel like absolute trash. Like, that is not going to be hidden during any of this prep. Like, I'm going to expose it all. I think that's the worst thing, just fatigue. Like, hunger I can deal with. It's just tiredness. But I've got a rest day tomorrow, and I've also got limited steps tomorrow. Thank the Lord. To Finn. Because he's given me 10,000 steps, no cardio, no weighted vest steps either. So that is quite good. But I'm going to get going to go home. Really, really happy with the visuals. Really, really happy with how I'm looking. And it's all coming together. Like, I've literally just watched the posing that I'd done for the camera, and I can't believe it's me, if I'm honest. I cannot believe it is me. Which is quite it's like quite a rewarding thing. Like, you go through all this work, and then you, like, obviously every single day you're not seeing results, but then when you prep and when you're starting to see daily results or daily changes and stuff like that, it's like really just really fascinating to me. And it's another reason why I love bodybuilding for what it is, really, because you get to see the changes on a daily, and you don't get to do that in off season. But if you don't do an off season, then you won't get to have the joy of seeing these daily changes in prep. So make sure you take your off seasons, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna get home, get my post workout, and then I will probably come on a bit later and discuss how the prep has been so far, things that you need to know during the prep. Obviously, if you need any advice or information. No, just like typical how prep goes, what prep's like, and what's going to happen in the run-up of the first show, because we are going to be using the first show as like a warm-up show, because my main shows aren't for another 7 or 8 weeks out. So this first show is going to be a warm-up, and I want to just kind of go through how that's going to work, what me and Finn are planning to do, and then from there we can then dig in deep to the main shows. And then I cannot share my excitement for my off season either. Like, I'm willing to do another 3 to 4 year off season, which is like mind blowing, but I honestly can't wait. As much as I love being lean, I am actually genuinely excited to be taking this next off season, like fully 100% with an amazing coach, and like see how wham I can actually get for my next time I step on stage. So yeah, right, I will be back. It may be either tonight or tomorrow. Obviously, I'll let you know when I come back on. But yeah, I really enjoyed that session. I hope you guys liked it as well. And I will obviously have voice-overed everything to go through how it felt, why I did it. Well, not why I did it, but how it felt, how I performed, stuff like that. So, over and out. And yeah, I'll speak to you in the next clip. Okay. Good morning, guys. So, it is 8:05. It's been a chill one. So we got a new low weigh-in of 107.3 pounds this morning, which I am super happy about. And with this these next 24 hours are literally just going to be me chilling out. I've got a couple of clients in for massages this afternoon, as I'm not in the clinic tomorrow because me and Jack are going to the BMBF. I want to say it's BMBF Midlands, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're going to go to that tomorrow, which means I'm not opening my clinic tomorrow. So it means I've decided to open some slots today so that then obviously my clients are happy. So the plan of action today is no weighted vest steps, no cardio, and only 10,000 steps. My food hasn't been up, so I'm still on base. My base rest day, which is 1,190 calories, and I've decided to opt out the Ninja Creamy just for digestional purposes. I don't know if that's got any correlation to it, but basically I didn't have a Ninja Creamy yesterday, and then I ended up having a new low weigh-in this morning by nearly a pound. So I'm thinking like the volume of the Ninja Creamy is probably causing me a bit of digestional issues. But apart from that, like, I'm not 100% sure. But obviously if I drop weight again today and I've not made the happening today, then I'm gonna just keep them out for now and then probably implement them back when after shows. So when I implement them back, it'll be putting all the good stuff in, which will be really, really exciting. The plan of action today is, what have I done so far? I've been a proper adult. So I have transferred my Help to Buy ISA for a lifetime ISA. I have reached out to someone who basically was in the gym with me. I met them in the gym yesterday and they signed up for coaching. So I've asked all the questions that I need to know to get them signed up. So I'll go through that later today. 9 o'clock, I will start the check-ins for my clients who obviously have checked in. So I've got quite a few check-ins and I've also put the washer on. You can probably hear it in the background. And I have also, I need to also prep food. Plan for the next 3 weeks, which is actually running by very, very quickly. Never thought my prep would go this quick. I'm basically 3 weeks out today and a lot's going off. So I think next week my bikini arrives. That's currently in the making and Mandy is giving me all the updates. So if you are wanting to buy a beautiful bikini, then I would definitely recommend Black Eyes because they are the best in the town. And she's given me like all the updates on what she does and it's absolutely amazing and I'm so excited to get my bikini because it's a bit different to everyone else's and it's something that I have kind of like designed myself, so I'm really, really excited for that to get delivered. So I think that gets delivered next week. Next weekend, so this time next week I will be down London way because it's Jack's first show, which is also very exciting. Obviously having him by my side has been such a good motivator because he has worked super hard. He's really lean and like his coach is just so happy with him, which makes me so proud of him as well. And then from there, obviously, me and Jack are taking a little break away from work the weekend after. So 2 weeks we'll be taking a little break away. I'll still be doing online coaching stuff, but I just won't be doing my sports massage because we'll be down at the other side of the country. Just looking after some dogs, like just chilling. And at that point, I'll be 1 week out. So all we'll be doing really is managing fatigue, maybe go into a depletion, so fat loading may be implemented at that point, and then it will be time for my muck peak week, which we're going to implement whilst doing this show because obviously my next 2 shows are about a month afterwards. So we thought this could be a warm-up show, see what the judges say about my physique, see how I stand up in a lineup of figure athletes and see what the standard is, where I place, who else is competing, what I need to do within the 4 weeks in between the first show and the second show, and so on. So it's all about just assessing where I stand, how I look, and essentially what I need to improve on, and how much I need to dig for the last 4 weeks of prep before I do 2 back-to-back shows. So that's ultimately the plan. Obviously, at the minute, the cardio on a leg day has been taken away and the weighted vest steps on a leg day has also been taken away. Again, just to manage that fatigue because I think I'm lean enough or like I'm very, very close. But obviously when you are fatigued, your body is inflamed. And if you're inflamed, then your body will look flat because there's no like glycogen storage is low. And especially if you're on low carbs and glycogen storage is going to be, you're not going to be full. And on top of that, if you're fatigued, then you're inflamed. And if there's a lot of water retention, for example, in my legs, because that's where it goes, you're not going to be able to see the definition or the fine lines or the detail of the leg or like really see how lean it is until that fatigue has come away. So that's why, for example, Finn's put me on a complete rest day today where it's like a minimal steps, no cardio, no weighted vest steps. Because my weight wasn't dropping on a rest day, so it means that my body is struggling to do everything it needs to do, which is fair enough. I mean, I do go hypo quite a lot on a rest day, but it's completely part of the process. Like, it's nothing that I'm going to get one upset about or two moan about or whinge about. It's just like information being provided for you guys. So it's not really, you know what? Like, me and Jack were discussing this the other day. Like, it's been a challenge, but it's not been hard, if that makes sense. Like, it's been a challenge, but there ain't no way that I wouldn't not be doing this, if that makes sense. Like, the hard work is like, this is the reward for the hard work. So honestly, I'm super happy with how the process of the prep has gone so far. I cannot believe the turnaround that I've had from the mini cut that I did in December to the well to when was it to Tuesday. Like, I will put the pictures here. Um, Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Like, I've worked so hard to turn around my physique. I've worked so hard to try and gain as much muscle as possible to go into this show, because in December I didn't even look like a bikini girl at that point. I was so fatigued, so exhausted. I was so ill. My anxiety was super high. I was always nauseous. My my fats my fats were so low. I was overdosed on Euhimbine. There was so much wrong with that whole process. And unfortunately, I didn't see it until obviously the side effects started to occur. And you can see it in my physique. You can see how tired I look, how flat I look, how my muscle was just completely depleted. It just wasn't there. Like, it wasn't popping. Whereas now it's popping. It's a lot more reactive, and that's literally because I'm on like 4 times the amount of fat than what I was on then, which is really crazy how like just a macronutrient can actually change your physique that much, and also the training in that mini cut, I was doing 1 to 2 reps in reserve in every single session and every single set. As much as I want to say that obviously the new research is saying like reps in reserve are great, reps in reserve are optimal, how many of you actually know your reps in reserve? Like, if you are close to failure or to failure, that's the best that you're going to get out of your sessions. I don't believe that you can track your reps in reserve and go all the time. Yeah, that's 1 rep in reserve, because in reality it's probably 3, 4, 5 reps in reserve. So there were so many things that went wrong within that process, and all I can say now is like the lesson has been learned, and I'm so glad that I decided to move at last minute on prep to sign up with Finn when I did, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be in the position where I am today. I wouldn't be as well. I wouldn't be looking as good as I do, and I'm just really proud that I've been able to turn it around, get rewired, and get really excited for prep and stepping on stage, because 17 weeks ago I wasn't excited. I was really nervous. I put a lot of pressure on myself. Obviously, all my followers on Instagram were like, "Oh my god, you're amazing," and I'm like, from what that mini cut was showing me, I didn't stand a chance. So having these past 18 weeks have a complete like 180 turnaround, a complete U-turn, and a completely different physique, um, just goes to show that if you just truly get a good coach, you truly put the work in, you can turn around anything. And on that note, guys, I'm going to leave you guys to it. If you liked the video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. And these next few updates are going to be really exciting, interesting, and I'm super looking forward to sharing them all with you, including getting my bikini, doing some posing in the bikini, doing check-ins on a daily basis, and getting ready for show days. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you in the next